Alrighty, guys. So, you had a reading quiz due on Monday, and I had some students reach out to me asking for a little bit of help and explanation. So, I want to go over the answers with you guys and then give you some more time to take this quiz. Okay, so I just want to help you see why the answers are what they are. So, you're supposed to read Imperialism and Resistance Shaped the Modern World. And question number one asked, which of the following people quoted in the article would be most likely to agree with the idea that Europeans were superior to other races? Here, options were Emperor Menelik II of Ethiopia, Sir James Caird, Jules Ferry, or Ba Gangadhar Tilak. If you look at page 3, you'll see in this section where they're talking about Ferry, he says, however, he also interjects notions of cultural and racial superiority into his argument. So your answer would be Jules Ferry, saying that he thinks that Europeans were superior to other races. Your next question asks you to read the section, The Scramble for Territory. Which of the following statements is supported by both the paragraphs and charts in this section? Okay, so as you look closely, this is on page 4 and 5, you'll see the scramble for territory. We've got some charts talking about the percentage of land controlled by European powers, also some text talking about similar things, population and territory acquired, and then a map. On page 5 specifically, in the conclusion of this section, it says, still we can see that Great Britain controlled a lot of territory based on the total land area and population of the colonies under their control. And this is what the charts are supporting as well. So your answer would be Great Britain ruled over large numbers of people through colonization. Your next question asks, which piece of evidence best shows how Europeans defended their actions during the age of imperialism? If you look at page 8, they talk a lot about what they were thinking, but it says the concept of nationalism was often used by imperialists to justify colonization. So if we come back to our question, we see the concept of nationalism was often used by imperialists to justify colonization. And again, justifying or defending their actions. Your next question asks, which best summarizes the first 5 paragraphs of the reading? Again, you want to look at the first 5 paragraphs. That's the introduction. So all of these things were mentioned. They mention colonization. They mention God, gold, and glory. But the best summary of this section is that the age of imperialism was due to a shift in motivations of European colonizers due to industrialization, geographic scope, and a move inland on conquered lands. Your next question asks, which of the following was a key driver of imperialism? If you go to page 2, under economic and political changes help bring about colonizations, you'll see one of the key drivers of imperialism in the 19th century was industrialization. So our answer, industrialization. What percentage of African land was controlled by European powers in the United States in 1900? So for this one, you're going to want to go back to that chart on page 4. And if you see Africa, percentage of land area controlled by European powers, it's 90.4%, which is one of our options. Okay, now this question should look familiar. The concept of blank was often used by imperialists to justify colonization. What did we decide? Double check page number 8 again, and we see nationalism, the concept of nationalism. What kind of response did colonists have to their colonizers? Now this one you're going to have to do some reading. It's pages 5 through 9 under collaboration and resistance. And if you read through, you'll actually find that it's all of them. Some colonists did not resist. Some colonists chose political resistance, some chose military resistance, and some chose nonviolent resistance, or a combination of all depending on the area. Okay, hopefully that helped. There are additional attempts open, so please go back and retry if you did not do very well on this quiz. Also, just know that your Responses may be in a different order than they are in here in this slide because it randomizes it. So please make sure you're paying attention closely when you are choosing your answers. Thank you. Have a great Thanksgiving break.